We're a membership organization with 30 other nonprofits that provide home delivered meals to people in need. The services that we provide to older adults really do enable them to stay in their own home and live happy and healthy lives while having that personal contact with a volunteer, or even the phone conversations that we've been having over the past year. Over the last year with the COVID-19 pandemic, it's just been a tremendous demand for our services. And more so than COVID-19, I think creating that need, I think it's really exposed the need that's already existed in the community. We partner with smaller nonprofits who work directly in their community, and have good relationships with their clients, have really good relationships with the volunteer base, but don't necessarily have the infrastructure for economies of scale, or some of the reasons that they founded Metro Meals on Wheels was to operate on a regional scale. So whether that has to do with outreach or funding applications and so on, and then we subcontract with partner agencies, so the money kind of flows through there. And then we handle the administrative side of it too. And then we work directly with them to ensure that we're keeping up with the standards and really reaching people in need. We've really reached into communities that we haven't traditionally served as well, and developed new partnerships over the past year and a half. We work with Afro Deli to serve halal meals to Somali elders, and that's actually transformed into some additional, more long-term partnerships where we've added 2 different members, the Lake Street Kitchen and Mosque Al Noor in North Minneapolis, to continue those services into the future. So things that we wouldn't have done so quickly, I think, without a pandemic, but knowing that need was out there, but not really being able to articulate that or really understand that until we were able to completely open our doors, thanks to the support through the Older Americans Act. So one of the great things about the Older Americans Act funding is that there's technically no income limits to it, but there's a huge gap between folks that are on Medicaid and folks that can actually afford the full cost share. So that's where the Older Americans Act is critical in filling that gap, but it's a really huge gap. The entire federal allocation for the Older Americans Act is pretty minuscule when you look at the whole budget, and it provides a number of services for seniors in need, but there's no way it can meet that demand. Anything that Meals on Wheels can do to help advocate for additional funding or partner with in being able to stretch those dollars further.